Hello, this is Tomlin from TomlinHarmonicaLessons.com, and in this week's lesson I'm going to answer a question that I receive a lot of the time from students, which is how do I practice licks on the harmonica? So I'm going to talk you through step by step what you need to do when you come across a lick that you want to learn and how you're going to practice it. So for this lesson you'll need a harmonica in the key of C. I'm going to be playing in second position in the key of G, and I'm going to be teaching you an easy lick. But the whole premise is how to practice licks. So if you're a little bit more advanced, then do it with more advanced licks. It's the same process. This is how I practice licks as well. So first of all, you need to listen to the lick. So let's listen to what the lick sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you've listened to the lick once. And that's not enough. You need to listen to it probably at least 3 times so that you start imprinting it and you get to the certain stage where you can almost whistle it yourself. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so hopefully, you're starting to feel a little bit familiar with this lick already. And you might even be able to go. Okay, so now you can start looking at how to actually play it. So we're going to start practicing it slowly, but making sure that we maintain the rhythm. So I get asked a lot, is it okay if I just get the notes right and then I'll think about the rhythm later? And that's really stupid. I'm sorry if this is something you do, but it makes it much harder in the long run, because what you have to do is you learn it with the wrong rhythm, then you have to learn it again with the right rhythm. Whereas if you start learning it with the right rhythm, it takes you half as much time in the long term. So make sure that you play it slowly, but with the right rhythm. So we're starting with a 5 draw. We're holding that 5 draw for 4 beats. And then we've got a 5 draw, 5 blow on beats 1 and 2 of the next bar. And then we're going to play 4 draw, 3 draw as 8th notes. So that means they last for half a beat. And then we're going to finish on a 2 draw on the next beat. Okay, so let's try that nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So even though I'm playing it really slowly, I'm making sure that the rhythm is as it's supposed to be. Okay, so if you can do this, and you can play in time nice and slowly, then you can start thinking about gradually increasing the speed. So still making sure that you're playing with a very strong sense of the timing, but try a little bit faster. So try 1, 2, 3, 4. And you keep going until you can play it at a really good speed. Okay, and then when you can play it at the speed that is around the same speed as the speed you heard it at, try playing it with a backing track. So I did do a lesson on how to play over a backing track, which I'll link to in the description below. But for now, the most important thing that you need to think about is making sure that you start in a logical place. So I'm going to play this with a backing track, and then I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing. Okay, so the lick starts on beat 1 of bar 1. And so I started it on beat 1 of bar 1 of the backing track. I didn't start on the offbeat. I didn't start in the middle of a bar. I started at the beginning of a bar. And you probably heard that I played through a whole 12 bar blues. And I made sure that I started at a kind of logical position each time. So I started on beat 1 of bar 1, then I started on beat 1 of bar 5. And then I started on beat 1 of bar, let's think about this, bar 9. See me doing my maths. So I'm playing a 2-bar length phrase, and then I'm leaving a 2-bar gap because I'm giving myself space to practice the lick. I could just start it on the next bar, but all the time that you're doing it, you need to make sure that you're leaving yourself enough room to start in the right place. That's really important. So what I want you to do now, I want you to try playing that lick with the backing track with me. So we'll play it together. Okay, so now that you can play the lick over the backing track, you're definitely feeling familiar with it. The next stage of practicing your lick is practicing it over different speeds and grooves. So different backing tracks, different feels. So you want to take a different backing track and see what that changes about the lick. So I'm going to play this over a completely different style of backing track, and I want you to listen to what that does to it. Okay, so once you've tried playing it in a variety of different speeds and grooves, then you need to grab some different keys of harmonica and try it on those. So I'm going to grab my G harmonica and have a listen to what that sounds like. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that felt quite different, but it sounded cool. Okay, and now I'm going to try a higher keyed harmonica and see how that sounds. So this is a D harmonica. Okay, so I've tried it in different speeds, different grooves. I've played it on different key harmonicas. And then the next stage is when you're improvising and you're playing a harmonica solo, you need to consciously think about using that lick. It's kind of like when you learn a new word and you have to make sure that you use it in conversation, otherwise you're not going to remember it. So over the couple of weeks after you've learned a new lick, try and fit it into every solo that you play so that it becomes a little bit part of your vocabulary. Okay, so thank you very much for taking the time to take part in this lesson. That lick came from a lesson that I did ages ago called 7 Easy Blues Harmonica Licks. So if you want to download the tab for all of those licks and learn them, you can just click on the link in the description below. And you can also go through to the link in the description below to get some backing tracks to experiment with and see what that lick feels like in different situations. And before you whiz off, just one thing you can do for me, you can give me a thumbs up by clicking the like button below, and you can subscribe to my channel because I put out a new harmonica lesson every single Wednesday and I wouldn't want you to miss out on next week's. Thank you very much.